So we got a character concept that I'm very excited for, and I've been wanting to do this for some time now because Zeraora is like one of my favorite Pokemons of all time. Probably higher than Zekrom, to be completely honest. Like Zeraora is just so freaking cool. But hopefully he comes to the game. He's a mythical Pokemon, so it's probably going to be a long time until this guy does end up coming to Pokemon Masters because we only have one mythical at the time of me recording this. So, and that's Mew. So who knows when they're going to be adding other mythical Pokemon, and then when they do, it's going to be someone else, like maybe Celebi, like an older Pokemon, unlike someone new, like for example Zeraora. But I thought I'd do a concept on Zeraora anyways, because Zeraora is one of my favorite mythical Pokemons, and he's just freaking badass. So I already got my character concept made in my notes, but let's just go through the stats in the main series games from Zeraora so we can get a general idea on what he has to offer us. So, like, the design for Zeraora obviously is cool. Like, he's very, very freaking awesome. Like, I love it. His shiny is really cool, too. So, like, Zeraora, like, I have no complaints on his design. Like, he's freaking awesome. I keep saying that, but, like, yeah, in case you couldn't tell, he's my favorite. So he's gonna be like an electric type, and his only ability is Volt Absorb. So every time he gets hit by an electric type attack, he will heal a little bit of that. So that's gonna be nice. So it helps with tanking a little bit, I guess. Like, I mean, it's not like a tanking ability, but it helps survive battle a little bit longer too, especially in double battles. Like if you're taking a little bit of damage, you could have your second Pokemon use an electric type attack so that Zeraora can heal himself. So, like, it's a nice little thing, but, like, you're rarely going to be having Volt Absorb come into play, but, yeah, there's that. So his stats, he's a very, very fast Pokemon. And his attack is very good, too, along with his special attack. So, like, pretty solid stats. Like, he's not a tanky Pokemon at all. As you can see right here, like, his defenses are not that great, but his speed are, like, is through the moon. And then his attack is pretty high too, along with his special attack. His HP is pretty low too, so he's not a tanky or defensive Pokemon at all. Like, he's literally all offense. And having a high speed is very good considering he doesn't have high defense. So it's going to help with getting in a lot of attacks before he actually goes down. Because he's going to be like a little bit of a glass cannon. So having high speed is going to be very good. And because he's a mythical Pokemon, his base stat total is going to be 600. And any Pokemon that has a base stat total of 600, they're going to be good regardless on anything that they're going to be being. So if they're a defensive Pokemon, a lot of their base stat total is going to go into their defenses, making them very tanky. So there's that. And then for his moveset, his moveset is pretty solid, and with him having a signature move, Plasma Fist, a physical electric type move, is very good because we know with electric types, they aren't very spread out with their electric type attacks that are physical, because the really only good physical electric type move that they have is Wild Charge, and it is a recoil move, and yeah, recoil moves aren't really that great. But if we're looking at like special attacks, like we got Thunder, we got Thunderbolt and everything, so like they're good in special attack, but physical electric types, they're not treated so good. So it's good that Zeraora did get a physical signature move for electric types, which is good, and it's a pretty good move too. Because if we look at Plasma Fist, it is a 100 base power move, which is great, and on top of that, it changes normal type moves to electric type moves after you use Plasma Fist, which is good, because then after you use it, like normal type moves like Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, Hyper Voice, all that will be turning into electric type attacks, which will be good, because then you can get stabbed, especially in the main series games. When you have an attack that matches the user, you're going to be getting stabbed, so you're going to be getting a little bit of a damage increase as well, which is great. So Plasma Fist is going to be a nice little ability for Zeraora to have as a secondary effect on his move. And then for his moves that he can learn in TM, they're pretty good. You got Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Payday, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, Thunder Wave, Scareface, Swift, Drain Punch, which is pretty solid because then he could heal a little bit on physical moves. He has Snarl, and his special attack isn't that bad either. So if you want to make him as an electric, a special electric type, then I guess you can. Because his special attack set is pretty solid. But obviously you want to go physical because that's where most of his damage is going to be coming from. And then he has electric terrain, so his electric type attacks will be hitting a little bit harder with that little buff there. He has False Swipe, Brutal Swing. And then from TRs, like you got Thunderbolts, Outrage you could learn, Superpower, Blaze Kick, Close Combat, Aura Sphere, Focus Blast. Like he has quite a bit of stuff that that you can learn. Even Wild Charge. Wild Charge is like what is it? Where is it? I think it's the same thing. Yeah, it is. Okay, I thought I thought the TR Wild Charge was a different one from the other electric type attack. Anyways. But yeah, Zeraora does have a pretty good, solid moveset. So if you were to come to Pokémon Masters, there is a moveset that I would like for him to have, as it would be pretty fun too to sort of utilize his electric changing attack for Plasma Fist, because we don't have to worry about him getting like electric shift, because Plasma Fist will be doing the job for that. So that leaves a passive opened for Zeraora if they want to go that way. So let's go to my notes and see and talk about what I have built for Zeraora. Alright, so for Zeraora, I don't have a trainer for him just because I don't know who he would have. He is from Sun and Moon, so like maybe Signasu Kukui could get Zeraora. Like, it's hard to say who could actually have him, which makes me also think he might not come to Pokemon Masters, because it's hard to say who he would actually have or be with. So the only trainer I could really think of is Kukui. Because we know Professor Oak, he has Mew, which is a mythical Pokemon, so maybe Kukui will get Zeraora. Who knows? I guess we'll find out in the future if he ever comes to Pokemon Masters, which I do hope he does. But anyways, he is going to be an electric type striker, of course, because he's not a defensive Pokemon at all. He's not very tanky enough to be a tech type either. So of course they're going to make him a full-on striker for Zeraora. And he does have the potential to be better than Zekrom and N, of course, as other electric types in the game, or other electric types that come to Masters, can possibly be better than Zekrom as well. But we'll see, but Zeraora definitely has the potential to be better than Zekrom, for sure. So for the HP, we have him sitting at 625, physical attack 460, and don't forget he's a mythical Pokemon, so he's going to be like very rare and everything, so I'm making him very buffed up. So his physical attack is going to be 460, and this is not a 20 out of 20, so if you were to be a 20 out of 20, this guy is going to be sitting at 500 physical attack, which is very high. It is definitely going to be very high. And then his defense is 159. I could have made it 160, but I was like, you know what, screw it, let me keep it at 159, because why not have an odd number there? Why not? And then his special attack is going to be 390, and then I'll talk about that in a bit as well. His special defense is 159, and then his speed is 450, because we know he is a very fast Pokemon, as we saw from the main series stats for Zeraora. So I put his stats through the moon. And then when he's at 20 out of 20, his speed is going to be just about 500, so he's going to be very, very fast. So for his move 1, he's going to have Plasma Fist, and his secondary effect on Plasma Fist is going to be the same as main series. So like after you use Plasma Fist, for a certain amount of turns, you're going to have normal type moves turn to electric type. And for his move 2, he's going to have X attack, and then move 3 is going to be Hyper Beam, because his special attack set is pretty solid in the main series games. Like, it's almost on par with his physical attack. Not really, but like it's still good enough to use. So I have his special attack set at 390 for the Hyper Beam. Now I'm not going to put it to the same as his physical attack, because with Hyper Beam being a 150 base power move, it is easily going to just be insane if his special attack stat was 460 as well. So I had to nerf it a little bit, of course, to sort of balance everything out. So like after you use Plasma Fist, Hyper Beam will automatically turn into an electric type Hyper Beam, acting like an electric shift. So then it opens up the gate for other abilities or passives for Zeraora. And then for move 4, it is going to be the training move, and I named it Lightning Flow. And it drastically raises the user's speed and gradually heals in electric terrain. Because his whole gimmick is electric terrain stuff, so I thought I would put some stuff when he's in electric terrain. So like when he's in electric terrain, he heals, which I thought would be pretty fun. And then the speed is separate, like he's going to drastically raise speed even when he's outside of electric terrain. But the only part that will take effect in electric terrain is the healing. So obviously you're probably going to want to have Volkner on the team for that in order for Zeraora to have the electric terrain. And some of you guys get confused with these concept videos. You think that this is actually stuff that's coming to the game. It's just a concept. It's in the title. I say it at the beginning of the video as well. So just watch the full video before actually commenting like, is this coming to the game? It's just a concept. It's just a concept. And then for a sync move, I named it Ground Smack Plasma Fist, and I actually like that name. That's the first name that came to my mind, and I was like, yes, that is a freaking cool name. Not to toot my own horn, but I like that name, so I'm keeping it. And then for his passive 1, this is where it really gets even more overpowered. So for passive 1, we get Critical Strike 4. Passive 2, we get Double Down 3. And passive 3, we get Electric Repulsion 3. And that's definitely very strong. We know that Zeraora is not a defensive Pokemon. So when you are in electric terrain, he is going to cut the damage in half no matter who you're going up against. So like if you're going up against the Dragon type, and normally he'd be doing 200 damage to Zeraora with the Dragon Pulse. If you're in electric terrain, that's going to get cut in half, so instead of 200 damage, that's going to do 100 damage, so it's literally going to get cut in half if you're in electric terrain. And like I said before, his whole gimmick is electric terrain and electric stuff, so I thought I add in a passive for electric terrain to help with Zeraora, so I put in electric repulsion to help with defensive capabilities for Zeraora as well. Because he's going to get the damage cut in half when he's in electric terrain. And then you could also heal, and with the amount of speed that you have, you can literally spam a whole bunch of moves. So the healing that you're going to be getting, the damage cut that you're going to be getting yourself is going to be great. So Zeraora, I feel, is going to be overpowered. He's going to be very overpowered, but man, is this going to be a lot of fun. So those are his passives there, and then for his main grid, I actually added in grid stuff this time around for my character concept. So for the main sync grid tiles that I added, obviously Plasma Fist power-ups, Hyper Beam power-ups, and then we got Trainer Move, Master Healer, and you get that at 3 out of 5, and it heals more in electric terrain. So when you get this tile active for the sync grid, and you're in electric terrain, you're going to be healing a little bit more. So like if you were healing 30 HP per attack in electric terrain after using your trainer move, then it could do like maybe 50 or 60 HP per attack that you do. So obviously with something like that, you would want to make it 3 out of 5 to sort of balance it out. But regardless, it is still it's still going to be pretty overpowered. And then we got Ground Guard. So if you're in electric terrain and you're going up against a ground type because of a certain event, then you can pick up the Ground Guard on the sync grid, and you'll just be taking next to no damage because you're already going to be cutting damage in half with electric repulsion in electric terrain. Well, I mean by 30%, not by in half, because then if it was in half, it would be 50%. So electric repulsion 3 is going to cut your damage by 30%, and then when you have Ground Guard active, you're going to be cutting the damage even more, so it will help Zeraora tank a little bit more. And then we have Plasma Fist move gauge refresh, along with Hyper Beam move gauge refreshes. So I didn't want to add too much because like he is already insanely strong and pretty solid defensively as well in electric terrain, so I didn't want to add too much, but this is the grid that I have for him, along with all this other stuff. Like I said before, electric repulsion is only going to cut your damage in half by 30% no matter who you're going up against, as long as you're in electric terrain. I said it would cut it in half completely, but that was a little mistake on my part. I totally forgot about the electric repulsion 3. But if it was completely in half, it would have been 50, or electric repulsion 5, because then that would be 50%. But since it's 3, it's going to be 30%. So I just want to mention that again, because that was a little bit of a mess up on my part. But regardless, I feel this is definitely overpowered, but like Zeraora is a mythical Pokemon, and when Mew and Professor Oak first came out, even though they're free to play, they were still very good when they first originally came out. Even to this day, like they're pretty solid now. Because we don't have very many psychic type strikers in the game. Like we do have Mewtwo, and Musharna. We have Reuniclus as well, which is still pretty good, but we don't have like an insanely overpowered psychic type. So like Mew still holds relevancy, and until Mewtwo gets his Sync Grid, then Mewtwo is gonna get much better with the Sync Grid. But yeah, for Zeraora being a mythical Pokemon, I think it makes sense for him to actually be super strong. Because we only have one mythical Pokemon in Masters right now. So when we do get another mythical Pokemon, I'm expecting it to be super overpowered as well, if it is going to be a summonable sync pair. But if it's going to be free to play, then like, I mean, it's still going to be strong, but it's not going to be as strong as if it were to be a summonable sync pair. So if Zeraora were to come, I'd hope he'd get some stuff like this. Like for example, he's definitely going to get Plasma Fist. And to take advantage of the secondary effect for Plasma Fist with changing normal type moves to electric after you use it, then I could see him having like maybe Giga Impact or Hyper Beam or something that's a normal type to take advantage of the secondary effect of Plasma Fist. So, but regardless, like they could do anything to Zeraora, honestly. He's not a tanky Pokemon at all, so his defenses are going to be very low, so he's going to be like a glass cannon, quite literally. His speed is very high, so like you're going to have no problems with move gauge at all. Especially when you have Swan and the team buffing your speed even more, like it's going to be insane. Like it's just, you use Hyper Beam and you're going to get that move gauge back to 4 or full in like 1 second. Like it's going to be insanely fast. But yeah. This is going to be the Sync Grid character concept that I have for Zeraora. Let me know what you think of this grid concept and character concept with Zeraora in the comments below. I know it's overpowered, but again, he's a mythical Pokemon, and we only have like one mythical Pokemon in Masters that I know of right now, which is Mew. So they're not going to be spamming mythical Pokemon. So like if they were to bring Zeraora in the game, I would want him to be overpowered. So, would he be free to play? Doubt it. He would probably be either, no, yeah, he'd probably be summonable, not even a legendary event, because then that would be free to play. So if he were to come, I would expect him to be summonable, but with this whole moveset, it's a character concept, so maybe he'll have completely none of this. He'll have Plasma Fist for sure. But who knows if he's gonna have Hyper Beam or if he's gonna have X Attack. Like all that will be like up for grabs. Like it's undecided. But who knows if they're even gonna add this guy at all. But let me know what you guys think of Zeraora as a character entirely. Do you like him? Do you hate him? If you hate him, let me know in the comments why. Because he's such a cool looking Pokemon. But I'm curious to know if you do like him. If you don't. If you would want him in the game, if you think he'll be better than Zekrom, leave all that down in the comments below. That's going to be it for this character concept video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.